Hand and power tools make our jobs easier by allowing us to do things more easily and quickly than if we didn't have them. However, their use requires following specific safety guidelines to prevent injuries and even death. Many industries rely on hand and power tools. Following the designated OSHA standards is important for worker safety. Hand and power tools are such a common part of workplaces that it's easy to forget about the hazards they pose. Unfortunately, a serious injury or even fatality can happen before anything can be done to stop or avoid it. In this training, we'll focus on safe work practices and strategies for the use of hand and power tools. The goal is to promote safety and limit injuries. A wide variety of industries use hand and power tools almost daily. While these tools make jobs faster and easier, they can also be dangerous. Due to the dangers involved, OSHA has developed specific standards to be followed for workplace safety. Some of the most common hazards associated with hand and power tools are flying objects, loose electrical connections, and improper usage. One way to reduce injury is by wearing safety goggles and gloves for protection while using hand tools. Workplace floors should also be clean and dry to prevent slips and falls with or around hand tools. Before using any hand or power tool, employees should be trained on both how to use it and the safety precautions specific to the tool. The first thing to know is that employers are responsible for ensuring that tools and equipment are kept in safe working order, even though employees are responsible for using and maintaining them properly. This applies to tools provided by both the employer and ones the employee brings in their own use. OSHA guidelines identify 5 general rules to help prevent injuries when using hand and power tools. These rules include keeping all tools maintained, using the right tool for the right job, making sure tools aren't damaged before use, following the manufacturer's instructions for use, and using the right protective equipment for each tool. If a hazardous situation with a tool is found, it should be brought to the attention of a supervisor for immediate action. Now, when cleaning tools, compressed air should only be used for cleaning when reduced to less than 30 psi and with proper guards in place, along with wearing protective equipment like goggles. Certain specific precautions should be taken to ensure the safe use of tools in the workplace. All exposed moving parts of a tool, like a blade or gear, should be fitted with a guard that shouldn't be removed when the tool is in use or energized. Power tools like drills, grinders, and sanders must have an on-off switch that is either controlled by pressure or can be maneuvered with one finger for quick shutoff. Electric tools have their own specific dangers and should be stored in a dry place, used in a well-lit environment, and be plugged into a grounded receptacle with a 3-prong plug. Following these general guidelines for hand and power tool use is essential to keeping a safe workplace. OSHA provides specific guidelines for construction site tools. First, employers shouldn't allow the use of any unsafe hand tool on site. If an unsafe hand tool is discovered, its use should be discontinued immediately. A hand tool is any tool that's operated manually. The most common hazards associated with hand tools are misuse and improper maintenance. When using hand tools such as hammers, screwdrivers, and wrenches, it's important to inspect each one and look for specific hazards. For example, wrenches should not be used if the jaws are sprung and can't clamp tightly. This can cause slippage that could result in injury. Any tools with wooden handles must be free of any cracks and should be tightly affixed to the tool itself. Otherwise, the head of the tool can fly off and hit someone. It's also important that hand tools be only used for their designated purpose. For example, using a screwdriver as a chisel may produce bits of flying metal, causing injury. Handheld power tools also pose their own unique risks, and so come with their own set of safety guidelines. First, the cords of any tools shouldn't be used to raise or lower the tool, as this can cause the wiring to come loose. Any removable pieces, like drill bits and pneumatic heads, should be securely fastened before use to prevent them from flying off and causing injury. If a power tool uses fuel, it must be completely turned off and cooled down before fueling, and shouldn't be used in spaces without proper ventilation. Tools that are loaded with a type of fastener before use, like a staple or nail gun, should never be left loaded between uses and shouldn't be pointed toward another person, even when unloaded. Construction sites have their own unique challenges, and tools that require specific safety measures be in place. Following OSHA standards helps to limit these risks. Using hand and power tools on a daily basis as part of a job can sometimes make people lax when it comes to the safety of the tools. It's often easy to overlook or forget to check tools for wear and tear or proper settings. But when you don't follow the guidelines laid out, you run a greater risk of injury or even death. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, provides guidelines for best practices that should be followed at all times when using hand and power tools. OSHA provides employers and employees with resources aimed to promote workplace safety. It's up to employers to ensure employees are trained on the use of hand and power tools. For more information regarding guidelines presented in this training, reference the relevant OSHA standards or seek out additional training to dig deeper. There are also state programs and consultation services provided by OSHA that give more information and resources on a variety of topics, including hand and power tool safety. Employees and employers need to work together to ensure the safety of everyone and report any safety concerns immediately.